Welcome to Trailer Trash 4, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you know him, you love him. He's a staple of the pod by this point. You have my buddy Clarence Riley IV sitting in with me. Check out his prog rock band Black Ladder anywhere you stream music and on Instagram. We are talking movie trailers. We just recorded an episode on Nope, which came out last week. Now we're doing some movie trailers, the upcoming attractions.
Can't wait for this. Trailers were the way that I wanted to first see Nope, and I'm glad you insisted that we do that for the pod, because it was definitely an experience. Go watch that episode. You can find it linked over here, I'm sure, if he knows how to do that.
Probably at the end of the video.
Or over here, yeah.
That's usually where it happens. I don't know.
Or it'll be in the description. Who knows?
You guys click on the Let's Get Trash logo.
There will be three of us for the first time in that logo.
Damn it. Do I have to get... I can't even get Steve on the phone, much less get him to add another raccoon to the photo. To the logo, rather. So, this is, as you know, this is the wildly successful Trailer Trashed, wherein we talk about the coming attractions. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the docket for today. We're going to breeze through these 7 trailers, and some of which we saw last night, and a few we just brushed up on right now. What do you want to start with? We can start with The Woman King, or we can start with Black Panther 2.
You know what? I have no preference one way or another. It's just another visit to the motherland for me. So,
do you feel? Let me ask.
Represented? Yes.
Really? Let me ask you. I was going to ask.
As a half black, half Mexican man from Austin, Texas, yes, I feel represented by all of these African movies. Thank you.
I feel like you're being sarcastic.
I am.
But I don't want to say that and then you not be sarcastic and then me be racist.
I honestly am just kidding, but only half. Like,
okay.
I do, like, don't get me wrong. I think more of those stories should be told. Africa's an entire continent that has many stories that need to be told.
Including 2 movies about Wakanda,
including a movie about Wakanda.
2, we have 2
and another movie about Wakanda, which I can't say because I'm real African. And then the Woman King. No, I think that people should play around in that a little bit more.
Sure. Obviously, Africa's, an incredible story. It has a storied history and has, a million stories to be told.
Say story again.
Folks, they're being mean to me on my podcast.
This was supposed to be a quick rundown of trailers.
No, that's right. No, this is what it is about. Obviously, but I don't know. So, this is a legitimate question.
I will give you a legitimate answer.
And you don't speak for all black people, but...
Or Swahili.
You don't speak Swahili, which is...
Nakupenda.
Funny, the only African language you can, think of. But... Do you feel
Egyptian.
Do you feel any sort of kinship to African people? Like when you're watching something that's takes place in Africa, you're watching an African main character. Do you feel as a viewer, as a African American or a black viewer, do you personally feel oh, okay, I get what I understand what is there any connection to that, or because obviously, not obviously, but more likely, if you see an American, a black person, and again, black and African are almost different things. Black is an American thing, right?
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay,
that would be like saying, you Nick Tazo, you're the same as an Italian, right?
Right. Exactly. When I watch Italian American stuff, I have some sort of connection to it just because my dad's family is Italians from Connecticut and blah blah blah.
Sure.
And so I I reckon, but when I watch a movie of like dudes in Italy doing Italian shit, I was like, this has nothing to do with me. But
dudes in Italy doing Italian shit
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
such a good turn of phrase.
wearing gloves or whatever the fuck, I don't know what's going on in Italy. I just went there a month ago and I got no idea what's going on. But
Hey,
anyway,
nice on you.
but the point is, or I'm not, I'm not trying to make a point. I'm asking a question. Is if you're watching a movie and the lead or the setting is Africans, Nigerians, Wakandans, whatever the fuck, doing African shit, do you as a black dude be like, oh yeah, that's us doing this cool shit, or are they foreigners to you?
Well, probably not foreigners, but I do look at it in the same way that it's like, how far can you relate to ancient Rome, or how far can you relate to something like medieval Europe? Only so much as our skin looked the same or whatever, blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
The way we live our lives these days versus the way that is being portrayed in something like the trailer we're going to talk about here in a bit, or the other trailer we're going to talk about here in a bit,
or the other one.
Yeah, or the other one. It doesn't really like make me think, okay, I feel in touch with Africa.
Okay.
I do understand that. I'll say this real quick. I've had friends who were non-American Africans, and they came here for like school and stuff like that. And to see their experience as being assumed to be just regular black people, rather than it's like, oh no, I came from a continent where everybody looks like me. That's a different thing. And
Right.
I don't think that I come by that as honestly as I do being labeled as a black man in America. Those are just my 2 cents. But that's it.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is that you're not African. You're, black is a cultural. Black is a cultural American
Canceled.
thing.
No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say it's. First of all, you can't cancel me. We're obviously for it. Black is responsible for blues, jazz. I mean, it's all the thing.
Plus, you're also
black culture drives American culture more than anything else, style wise. Black people are the reason we have to spend $100 on sneakers nowadays. Okay, it drives style.
It's really
in
the
America.
niggas driving this inflation is what's going on. You can't get grits. You can't get fucking ham.
It's not Joe Brandon. It's Joe Blackton.
Send the ginger Italian from the fucking valley.
But
God damn.
that's been true. I mean, the reason as we're recording this, there's an Elvis movie in theaters.
Indeed.
It's not wild to say that obviously, the black culture is a huge cornerstone of anything we consider to be American culture, especially music. Everything in general, fashion to movies to whatever, but music is like humongous.
Absolutely. We live in a state where barbecue is one of the most
There we
popular
go.
forms of food.
Yep, food. That's a big one. But that's the thing is, that's why black. Most people would say, and by most people I mean most people that have like thought about it or written any scholarly type of information about it, would say, yeah, that because of all that kind of stuff, black Americans are their own culture and there is a separation between like African people from Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely say that while I don't have a lot culturally in common with somebody who was raised in Africa, in any African country, from Egypt to South Africa, I don't have a lot culturally in common with them, but I do share that baseline identity of people are going to, in this country at the very least, judge you on the fact that your skin.
Oh, that's a great point. Is the fact that the fact that it doesn't matter where you come from, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Chad, South Africa, The second you get to America and walk down the street, you're black.
Exactly. You're not just
interesting. I mean, that's a very compelling argument for some sort of like unity.
Yeah.
Because Barack Obama is our first black president, but he's from Kenya. He's
that
I'm kidding.
I remember looking at his birth certificate with every other black guy. We all went through and we were like, hey, let's just give him a pass.
Look, those conspiracies. That's 12. That's
me and my brother and my dad. We all said yes.
That's 2008, folks. That's a joke. Or whenever. When did Trump start the birther movement?
You just lost half your audience.
Whatever.
Man.
It was a long time ago.
Lost half the audience.
No, it's a joke from.
I'm the last.
It's a joke from 10 years ago.
The last white ginger from the valley in Texas.
So the reason we're starting this episode talking about Africa so much is because we have, of the trailers we're talking about, 3 of them take place in Africa. Starting with Viola Davis as the Woman King.
The Woman King, yeah. A woman who Viola Davis always does this thing in every movie she's in. It's like how Tom Hanks, he always pees in The Green Mile, fucking Forrest Gump. There are a couple of other ones that I can't think of right now, but search it in your heart, you'll know it to be true. Tom Hanks always is doing something with pee in one of his movies. Check it out. It's so weird.
We're stopping the show. This is something I've never heard. I can't believe there's a new film conspiracy that I'm unaware of.
I just thought about it. There are at least 4 examples of it that I thought about. All right, so Forrest Gump, he's meeting LBJ, and he goes, I have to pee. And he goes and pees. And then in The Green Mile, he goes and he pees.
I haven't seen that movie, but okay.
Spoiler alert.
Good. I want to see it, but spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. He takes
Tom Hanks. It's actually a major plot point. He has no. I'm not even fucking kidding. Dude. You've never seen The Green Mile?
No, I'm not avoiding it. I just haven't seen it.
I'm not avoiding it. That's virtue signaling. If I've ever.
It is virtue signaling. You have to say that because.
I'm just tired of people being mean to each other, though.
Because they put Kingpin is in that movie.
Black
Kingpin from Daredevil.
R.I.P. Michael Clark Duncan for about 5 or 7 years now.
This is the second Let's Get Trashed episode we're recording tonight, which means we got Let's Get Trashed on the first one, and now I can't remember Michael Clark Duncan. That's what happens if you drink.
You know what, man?
Three glasses of bourbon.
Ironically, Michael Clark Duncan. 2 facts I know about him that y'all motherfuckers can go look up on Wikipedia. That's what it's called, Wikipedia. He never had an alcoholic drink in his life, and if you remembered his name and said like, "Oh hey, you're Michael Clark Duncan," he would give you $50. He would give you $50 from his pocket.
That might have happened once, but that can't be.
He would always do it.
He's famous.
He's like, I don't want to get confused for Ving Rhames.
Hilarious. I mean, hilarious to me as a guy that won't ever happen to. Nobody's ever going to think I'm Ving Rhames. But
as a bald black man, I appreciate not getting confused for Ving Rhames.
Yeah, well, he fucked you up. Now you got to give somebody $50 the first time they don't call you Ving Rhames.
Or Lawrence Fishburne. Or chubby Will Smith.
Yeah, that's funny. We're just calling. That's so white people just can't recognize black people at all. So it's like
it's nigga face.
It's not even. It's not even that white people are like all black people look the same. It's like I'm just gonna call you fat version of a famous black. You're fat. You're fat, Chris Rock.
Can I tell you? By the way, fuck you. Can I tell you?
Yeah, tell me.
Can I tell you this real quick? White people will confuse me just by my voice. Because I work in a job where I basically just answer calls all day and talk to a lot of people. A lot of the people I speak with happen to be white. White people will confuse me for other names of other black people that they've spoken with
Mm-hmm.
Like, things not like my name being Clarence, them saying, oh, this is Terrence. Or Curtis. They'll say, this is Marcus. This is Steve. Or whatever. They will just...
They'll confuse you with your... Right by your...
They will just decide that I sound like a black person they've spoken to, and that's my name.
Your black coworkers.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, oh yeah.
You know.
This is Black Tiberius.
Not for nothing, but for a long time, companies would only hire one black person just to prevent this kind of confusion.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of complaints about that back in the day. So, and, you know, it seems like your bosses are in a no-win situation, if I'm just being fair.
Dude, hey, you know what a great example of that is?
Go for it.
There was did you ever watch Mad Men?
No, I've never seen it.
Great show. Definitely watch it.
Fantastic.
We should probably go ahead and like just do a show called Angry Lads, where we like tear down each season of Mad Men. We're going with Angry Lads. My last name's Riley. I think I can get away with it. I'm not sure. That's Irish. But no, here's what we should do. At like season 4 or something, the main character of the show, whose name is Don, D-O-N, he gets a secretary who's black, and her name is D-A-W-N. And so they have a few of those, like, oh, are you talking about Black Dawn or regular Dawn?
That's so funny.
It's so good, and it's so well done that I think you would really appreciate the subtlety. I really do think
I've heard the show's great. My dad loves that show. He's told me it's awesome, and he typically has good taste, although I will say he also watches The Big Bang Theory, which fucking just...
Fuck.
I know. It destroys any credibility. I hate even saying that about my dad in public. And he listens to this too, so stop watching.
Listen. I know I said some things in the previous episode that we recorded today. Mr. Nick Tazzo's dad. Fucking don't.
No, that's funny. You know what? The shout out to the possibly the greatest broadcaster of all time, Ron Bennington.
Tell me about Ron Bennington.
He was a shock jock back in the day. He's a contemporary of Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony. But Bennington is possibly Bennington's possibly the greatest. Shout out Ron and Fez, but they had a producer named Black Earl, and Bennington he tells us, he's like,
I'm gonna look him up on the app. Hold on.
He's like, I don't even know another Earl. We didn't have to call him. We just called him that because he's black. But I don't know a white Earl.
They should have called him Black Earl too.
Yeah, like Black Panther 2. Just there's not two of you. There's not even the one of them.
I'm gonna shout out to my brother real quick. There was this time he went to like a gathering of friends when he was in college.
Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah, exactly. They were lots of Faygo. You said Juggalos, right?
Yeah, gathering. That's what their annual festival is called.
You got to get the diet Faygo or Faygo, whatever you pronounce it.
It's pronounced Faygo.
Faygo, yeah. You got to get the diet because it doesn't have sugar and it doesn't get sticky when you spray it all over the place. True story. 100%.
It gets. I mean, I think it still gets sticky because I played. We haven't even talked about the first trailer we're talking about, but
we've gone off on 4 fucking tangents.
A year and a half ago, I played Empire Control Room in Austin, Texas. I played it a week after Insane Clown Posse. They played Saturday. We played the next Friday.
Wow.
Or Saturday, whatever it was.
Okay.
There was cases of Diet Faygo everywhere. Still in the green room.
Wow.
I should have taken a case home. I didn't because I didn't care.
You're fine.
But the other thing is, so there's Diet Faygo fucking everywhere, and then the other thing that's even more important is that they replaced after Insane Clown Posse performed, part of their like deal with clubs is they agreed they replaced all the carpeting on stage. They replaced all the flooring on the stage and all that kind of stuff. They replaced it all because they knew it was going to be a fucking disaster.
Flood.
They can't play a venue without agreeing to replace the carpet after they're done. So I played on brand new carpet, paid for by the Insane Clown Posse, because they knew that their fucking fans would destroy it with Faygo.
And that's what,
which is a soda for any viewers that are not familiar with ICP. And by viewers, I mean literally just my mom and dad.
If you're not looking it up, what the hell is going on here? Faygo. It's literally phonetic.
All right.
But seriously, as a percussionist, playing on brand new carpet, good stuff.
No, it sucks.
Why not?
Well, I want to play on wood. Carpet eats up the sound of like hand drums.
But I mean, like as far as the grip and your shit not sorry, Nick's parents.
That doesn't happen.
Not slipping.
You don't have to do that.
Feces.
My parents have heard the word shit. It's just
I don't know y'all.
They're fine with that. I am going to get a text where my dad's like, you don't like Big Bang Theory? I am going to get that text. But
I actually willingly took myself out of my mom's will because she watches The Big Bang Theory.
Out of the will. Oh, the will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want any of your money. That's big. That's big fucked theory money.
What about, I mean, this might be too inside. This might be.
No. Let's do it.
Well, what about what happened in your mom's womb when you stole your brother's nutrients?
That was a girl, and
it was your sister's.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Remember, I had It was a.
I know. You and I have been friends for 15 years.
Yeah.
And one of the main jokes we've always made is that you stole your brother's nutrients.
No. It was a twin sister, a fraternal twin sister.
That's way funny. Why didn't you tell me that back in 2007?
Because that bitch couldn't hang, nigga. That's why.
Clarence was supposed to have a twin, but only one of the two twins got the nutrients.
It was
in the womb, and one of them's on the podcast, and the other one's nowhere to be found.
CBS later adapted the idea for Survivor. Basically, what happened.
Anyway,
it was called The Fetus.
Back when Clarence and I were on a drum line together, there was nothing funnier than Clarence reaching for a snack or reaching for some sort of food in front of you. You could be like, "Hey, don't take my nutrients."
And I often used to say, "Listen, I killed my twin sister to be here." Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that is funny. Damn, dude.
It's even better.
You're so fucking. That's so funny.
That's so dumb.
All right.
We can put that on the Patreon outtakes.
We should.
Guys, here it is now. You guys don't get what we just said unless you go to the Patreon.
I don't have a Patreon. I don't have any.
We're about to get a Patreon. We're going to get an OnlyFans. We're talking ceiling, oscillating, paper, all sorts of fans.
All right. We're 21 minutes in.
Let's talk about
a movie trailer. Let's talk about Africa, the Woman King, Viola Davis.
The Woman King.
Here, you do the voice. Do the whole voice. Oh, we didn't even get to the point of what I was talking about. Modern Africans. We're talking about old shit, but it's like, damn it. All right, whatever. It's not important.
No.
Woman King. Let's talk about the Woman King because this is a period piece. This is early.
This is like colonial Africa.
Early colonialism, because they're talking about the impending threat of white conquerors.
Right. Reverse niggas.
Possibly, I guess also alluding, I don't know what time period this is. I don't know if it's based on historical fact. I can't tell from the trailer.
That is something that would be interesting to clarify because I don't know either. If it's based on actual fact.
Let me look it up and you talk about it.
Well, yeah. So basically the idea is there's an unnamed, somewhat central African nation with a king who has a whole kind of like basically Dora Milaje woman fighting force of warriors. Dora Milaje is for all the Marvel heads out there.
I don't know what that means.
It'll come back up with Black Panther.
My eyebrows shot up into the fucking ceiling when I heard that word. What does that mean?
No. It's like a King's Guard, but made up of exclusively women. And it's like...
This is real or this is...
Alright, so I do not know one way or another if it's real. I know that in the context of the Marvel movies, they're the women that protect T'Challa, the Black Panther.
Oh.
That's what it's about. But that's basically, that's what's going on here. That's why I say it.
Okay.
Because
I didn't know that term for the... I didn't know that term for Black Panther is security guards.
You can call them security bitches. That's fine.
I just looked it up. I typed in... I Googled Woman King Real Story. The Woman King is an upcoming American historical epic film directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, written by Dana Stevens, and a story conceived by Maria Bello and Stevens. It is based on the true story of the Dahomey Amazons, an all-female military regiment of the Kingdom of Dahomey. So, it is based on a real thing.
So it's probably more the fact that the Dora Milaje were based on groups like that than the opposite.
The fact that you would think, obviously the Marvel version of it is based on real life and not the other way around.
This is absolutely a nigga not knowing his history right now about his own people. Like that's it, 100%. And you know what? To go back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
That's the value of these movies, right there.
Okay.
Because, like, as somebody nobody who watches this thinks that you're a fan of Marvel, right?
I mean, not if they've watched more than one episode, yeah.
Absolutely. But as somebody who is, that informs me to go back. You can bet that between phone calls tomorrow while I'm doing my job, I'm going to go back and take a look at exactly what the fuck is going on with what you just said.
The Dahomey tribe. Okay.
Absolutely. That's going to inform my history there. And that goes back to that big question that you were saying. You know, do you connect with this on a personal level? Well, now it's even a little bit more so.
Interesting. Okay. If that means I'm going to be honest, when I hate... So... The Woman King, does it look good?
That's a different question, isn't it?
We're talking about movies.
Right.
Movie. This is trailer trash. Does it look good?
Here's my tier list here. You go with like a switch, right? You go yes or no. I go, do I want to watch it in the theater? Do I want to wait for it to come out on like VOD? Or do I want to wait for it to come out on something that I'm paying already for, like Netflix or whatever?
Yep.
I think that maybe VOD.
Okay, you might rent this one.
I might rent this one.
You might spend the $7 to rent it at home.
I am not going to Alamo Drafthouse or Cinemark for this.
Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense. I think I probably agree. I think Viola Davis is a tremendous actress.
Absolutely, 100%.
And I think there's probably a lot of other really talented actors and actresses in this film. I don't understand or give a shit about the story. Also, when we were joking beforehand of I might get canceled for this take, but from the trailer, they're presenting it again with we have white colonial invaders,
reverse niggers.
White people are descending upon Africa. I'm assuming for the most heinous crime that has ever been committed, which is the slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade. I can't think of anything worse. And I assume this is a part of that, right?
Yeah. What else? I would imagine so. Yeah, I imagine that's where it's going, right? Or at least general colonialism. Here's the thing. We're looking at the trailer of that movie, and I'll say that because it's like, you know, we just talked about Nope.
Yeah.
Right, and how that trailer didn't give a lot away about the whole idea.
Tremendous.
So maybe this trailer doesn't give a lot away about that. You know, maybe there's a big spoilers out of context. maybe there's a big jellyfish that takes care of everything.
Yeah, maybe the Woman King, maybe her antagonist isn't the white people from Amsterdam, but it's maybe she's not fighting the Dutch East India Trading Company. Maybe she's fighting fucking spacemen.
Yeah, you know what? We don't know.
We don't know.
Spoilers out of context. Anyway, but seriously, here's where I would say about that. Like, yes, absolutely, it was like slavery was being practiced all over the world.
Well,
all of that is
not
100.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please.
Well,
talk to the black man about slavery.
I'm not even trying to say that. I'm trying to say it's that there is a more nuanced. There is a more nuanced view of it than with this trailer. From what I can tell from this trailer is like we're a bunch of woman soldiers and we have to prepare because white men are coming, and once white men get to the African landscape, they are gonna take over. And I get that framing of a protagonist versus an antagonist. I get that 100%. Good guy versus bad guy. White people shouldn't have been there. I'll say that. I'll go on the record. White people, 1600, you fucked up. You should not have gone to Africa.
This is being recorded on the vinyl record.
That's fucked up. That's really yeah. I'm sending my vinyl back in time.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
The point is, I understand why it's easy for a storyteller to frame it that way.
Sure.
If that is indeed what we're learning from the trailer, which again, this is trailer trash. We don't know what's going to happen in these movies.
This is not a prediction.
It's hilarious.
We're not fucking heavy spoilers.
What's hilarious is to watch my review in 6 months of The Woman King and then go back and check trailer trash and see how stupid I am.
God, we should make this like only come out 6 months from now.
This
you know what I mean?
It is. No, well, this is coming out soon.
And know.
When the movie comes out, I'll talk about it and we'll see how we'll compare.
We'll compare notes,
or how right I was. I'm not gonna
trailer trash revisited.
Yeah,
a new series.
So, either way, The Woman King, he's maybe gonna do VOD. I personally, I might see it. I see a lot of movies nowadays. I'm into it, and I have a lot of faith in these performances. I think Viola Davis is great, and I think it could be a really interesting story. I wish I knew kind of more about it. If anything is trying to be historical or accurate, I want to know more about it. If it's trying to be fantastical or horrific or whatever, I want to know less about it. But anyway, I think I might end up seeing this movie.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment of where we both end up on it, because don't get me wrong, I was thinking it's like, oh, this is like a Black Ladies 300. You know what I mean?
Hilarious. That's funnier, and don't cancel me for what I said. Cancel him. He called it Black Woman 300.
Black Woman.
That's so true. Much funnier.
I said ladies. It's a Black Ladies 300, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's not.
Here's the thing. If and when I ever have a daughter, she's going to be partially a black lady, and I want her to have something to look up to and be like, oh man, I might be able to be a badass.
Hey, you know what? Would you rather? So here we make our transition now. Way too late in the game. Would you rather her look up to The Woman King, Viola Davis, or the new Black Panther 2, whatever that girl's name is?
Now let's talk about that, because
that trailer
that's going to be another thing.
Just came out, Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see this movie.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think that limiting the amount of role models for an eventual theoretical daughter of mine would be a bad thing. I think that would be fine. I will see the new Black Panther movie.
Okay.
Wakanda Forever. That is something that I will see in theaters. That is just a stipulation of my life with my wife. Happy wife. Adequate life.
she's the big Marvel fan in the family.
She is.
I mean, you are.
I am a Marvel fan.
I understand. Right. You're not protesting.
And there's no way I'm not gonna see that movie.
Right. You're not protesting, but she's the driving force.
She will, like, for me, I don't feel like it's always worth it to go spend $100 to go watch a fucking Marvel movie at Alamo Drafthouse. You know, like, we're just, there's so much to do there. So much else that we can do with $100.
Of course.
We could buy a Malm bed frame from IKEA every week whenever we go. What? He knows the name of the It doesn't have to be a full or a queen. It could be a twin. We could buy one is what I'm saying. Actually, inflation. Look, it doesn't matter. The point is that money could be spent elsewhere. And I get it, but it makes her happy to go see these things. And I really like that.
Fair enough.
Now, sometimes they don't pan out.
Let's talk about Black Panther 2.
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick Boseman has deceased.
He is still dead as of the time of this recording.
Shockingly, he did. I mean, he did it first, but he did the Norm Macdonald of he told nobody he was sick, and he just fucking died. He died on a Tuesday, and everybody on America was like, "What the fuck happened?" I mean, it's honestly, he'd been sick for a long time. Shout out. Props to Chadwick Boseman for being just a real ass dude.
Nigga.
He wouldn't tell a single person. He's like, he's not telling nobody that he's sick. That's a tough, if I got a sinus infection 6 months ago, and I tell everybody about it every time I speak.
That's exactly it. You know, like, cancer, the worst disease you can get, arguably, other than maybe like AIDS and degenerative bone disease or something.
Or COVID, YouTube, okay?
Hashtag
COVID is as serious, so don't take my videos down.
Hashtag. No. Arguably one of the worst, scariest things you could ever fight against. One of the things that shows you your own mortality in a way that you couldn't ever imagine before. And he just sat there and was like, I guess I'm going to be Black Panther. I'm going to be Jesse Robinson. I'm going to do everything.
Yeah.
And he left a lot behind. You know? I don't think there's ever going to be a way to replace him. And I think that's a hard thing. And that's kind of how I frame it as far as.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I mean, I understand. I wish I wouldn't say I don't know what I've seen of his. I know I've seen something. I can't remember the name of the film, but what I know him as, for the most part, is obviously Black Panther and his role in the first wave of Marvel films. But I guess my question is, how do we trust the way they're going to handle, who the new Black Panther is going to be his sister, right? The girl Lupita Nyong'o or whatever is the new one.
Lupita Nyong'o was his love interest. You're talking about what is her name? Goodness, I can't remember her name, and it's gonna kill me. But her name in the context of the movie is like Shuri, I believe.
Okay, the sister,
but the sister is going. Yeah,
she's
those are the.
She's wearing the costume from now on.
That would be what a lot of people assume. With anything as big as Marvel, it's like Star Wars level where people are saying, they can bring this person back from the dead or this and that. They're talking about bringing the antagonist from the first movie back from the dead and making him the new Black Panther.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
So,
and
back to our Black versus Africa thing.
There you go.
When you're watching the first Black Panther, as a black dude, do you relate more to Chadwick Boseman, who's an African with an accent, and Chadwick Boseman's actually a British guy or whatever, or do you relate to Michael B. Jordan, who's an American dude through and through, and honestly, is not that wrong in that movie?
If I'm not mistaken, Chadwick Boseman, pardon me, was an American guy. But
No, Chadwick Boseman is from like.
I do believe that he's American.
I thought he was English.
No, I don't
He has
think
an
so.
accent.
No, John Boyega is English.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya is English.
Uh-huh.
But I do believe that Chadwick Boseman, and please double check me on that.
I'm gonna check right now.
I'm
Not
going
because
to lose my access to the nigga app if you show me that I'm wrong. But
Dan, who's born in South Carolina and he went to Howard University.
I'm pretty sure that's still
American as fuck. All right, you know what? I want to apologize. I had no idea that Chadwick Boseman was not. I thought he was British.
Listen,
he does a great accent.
We hear you. We see you. We grow. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. Anyway.
But yeah, he does.
It's interesting.
He does a really good version of the African accent.
I believed him 100%. His African guy voice was so good. I thought he was a British guy doing that voice.
Wow, that is actually.
I didn't believe for 1 second he was from Africa.
More credence.
I thought he was It didn't occur to me for a single second that he was actually from Africa. I thought he was British. Yeah, I thought he was a British actor doing an African voice, which would make more sense. I thought he was from England or Belgium or whatever.
No, man, he was turns out one of us. No?
Yeah, hey.
And
cool.
You know, like he...
it was shocking when he passed away. And, that franchise, again, I'm not a Marvel fan. I liked his movie. I liked his part in it, but I just quit watching Marvel movies well after that came out. And I'm not going to watch the new one, but the trailer doesn't look that good to me, and it also won't look like that. Marvel makes their trailers look better than the actual films look.
That's why I'm kind of dubious of what you were talking about with his sister being the new suit wearer,
Yeah.
Because Marvel often will just put in bullshit scenes that they're saying, oh, this is going to be in the... Maybe not saying, but suggesting that will be in the movie. And then, of course, they aren't. They'll say, this is what it's going to be like. And then after that, those scenes never show up. They never go with the plot points. You can even just take a look at like Infinity Wars trailers and see how that happened. So I don't ever trust a Marvel trailer, 100%.
Yeah.
Ever.
So we've talked about 2 movies that take place in Africa: The Woman King, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Right.
Black Panther 2. Let's talk about a third one. Beast.
Yes. Now this is probably one that I'm most excited for
Me
on this
too,
list.
Easily of the new Let's Get Trashed Africa series.
Let's get Trashica.
Let's Get Trashica. Beast is easily but Idris Elba to me is an all-time great. He didn't have the career. He kind of had, he kind of suffers from, I know we were talking a little bit about Mad Men earlier, but he suffers from Jon Hamm syndrome, where Idris Elba was on The Wire, the second best TV show ever made, an incredible work of art.
Out of curiosity, what's number 1 for you?
The Sopranos.
Okay, all right.
But The Wire is 2, and The Wire is 2, and 3 is so far away it's debatable. But 1 and 2 are not.
Fucking Warner Brothers shill.
1 and 2 aren't debatable. He was the star, one of the stars of The Wire, and it was like, when this guy leaves TV, he's gonna be fucking big, and he has the same. He kind of fell into the same trap as Mad Men and Breaking Bad. Both of those guys, Jon Hamm and Bryan Cranston, have both had less than, and Idris Elba have all had less than impressive film careers. Jon Hamm Jon Hamm is probably the most disappointing. If I had to pick which one of those 3 film careers I wanted, Jon Hamm is last, definitely. Idris might be first. He might be the best. He's probably better than Cranston and Hamm as far as transitioning from TV to film. But
I would agree with that.
There was a time in this country when we all thought, this is the guy. Idris Elba on The Wire, this is the guy. When he goes to movies, America's problem is of having not enough good movie stars is solved, and it wasn't. And then was Mad Men before Breaking Bad? They're pretty contemporary, but one of them started first.
Yeah, I do believe that Mad Men came slightly before Breaking Bad.
We thought Jon Hamm and we thought Bryan Cranston were going to be, when these guys leave TV, they are going to light the movie world up, and they have not.
Now, I will say this, Jon Hamm, he's been having a really, really rough time of everything because it's really hard to star in a lot of movies when you're getting your dick sucked as much as he has been. He's just been constantly, like, that is a handsome fucking man. And I sign up for it. I never get the.
You heard it here first.
What's that?
Let's get trashed. Trailer trashed. Episode 4. Clarence Riley IV says that Jon Hamm is too sexy to be a movie star.
Listen.
Hey, you know what?
It's like if you wanted George Clooney but shaped like a refrigerator box.
Women weaken legs. All right.
That's it.
They said that in Rocky. If he wanted to be a movie, you know why? That's why Tom Cruise is the best star, because he's never been distracted by pussy ever.
Not even once.
He's our best movie star because it didn't even occur to him to be possibly distracted by having sex with women.
He had 2 orgasms once.
He's too busy,
and he had one of them by accident.
He's too busy making movies to allow himself to be straight, and that's why his movies are great. That's why he's a star, and Jon Hamm is nobody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jon Hamm, it's hard to walk onto set every day when you're that chafed. From just...
Well, either way, that still goes to my point of Hamm doesn't have the killer instinct to be that successful.
Well,
Idris, I'm still hoping for. Idris Elba gets caught. I like Idris Elba. He gets caught in a lot of... he's in this movie Beast, where he takes his daughters to Africa, and they stay with a friend of his that lives there, and they're trying to... It's kind of a family bonding thing. They're trying to reconnect. Mom is dead.
Still.
Yeah, mom's dead, and so he takes him on a trip. They go to Africa to stay with his friend. He has a white friend in Africa.
Now, can I talk about that guy real quick?
Sure.
That's Charlito Copley.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, he's the guy from District 9. He's Dickus van der Merwe.
Really?
In District 9, and he's also he's
right.
He's in the A-Team reboot that nobody saw with Liam Neeson.
Definitely didn't see it.
Yeah.
Who was Mr. T in the A-Team reboot?
Quentin Rampage Jackson, an MMA fighter who tried to break into acting. Spoiler alert, he didn't break into acting. That's actually the funniest line in that movie is when he didn't break into acting. It's like when they said it's Morbin time. The real stands out there will know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
So I didn't realize that was the dude from District 9.
Vickers.
I love District 9.
Yes.
I
will not watch that. I almost won't watch that movie again. It's so sad and desolate.
It's a genius level film. District 9. This is not a District 9 podcast. This is Let's Get Trashed. This is Trailer Trash Volume 4. But District 9 is possibly the greatest alien film ever made.
I would definitely ride with you on that one. If it came down,
if you said Alien or Aliens was better, I can't argue that much with you. But District 9 should be in that conversation. Anyway, they have to fight a lion in Beast. Idris Elba and his daughters
And Wickus.
and this white guy, they're just trying to do some vacation-y shit. They get caught up in a lion goes crazy. So it's kind of like The Ghost in the Darkness.
I didn't know if you known that movie.
Do you know it?
That's so. Yeah, I actually
Do you really
watched that movie, dude. That is so fucking funny. We watched that movie, and all right, real quick. The kid in front of us at the movie theater. This is why I remember this movie.
Okay.
The kid in front of us, he 100% crapped his pants just sitting there in the movie. Just crapped his pants, and it was so bad. Here's why I remember this. It was so bad because not only the smell, but when he stood up, you could see the sag in his red windbreaker shorts.
You have more of these experiences than I do, because when you and I did our Blade episode, you mentioned
the kid who crapped his pants
in the Neverending Story.
Yeah, oh, yes.
You mentioned some kid pissed in the Neverending Story, and then now
and it was all on the floor.
And now a kid crapped in the Ghost in the Darkness.
Whoa. Yeah, these were okay. So here's
that's such a funny movie to take a kid. Don't even. If a kid can shit his pants, he's too young to see the Ghost in the Darkness.
Honestly, both of those movies are too intense for kids. The Neverending Story? Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Because
I thought it was a kid
the horse, there's this part where, if you've ever seen it, you know, there's like a horse that fucking just dies the worst swampy ass quicksandy death.
Okay.
And you shouldn't be watching that as a kid. And then in The Ghost in the Darkness, these lions are eating. And by the way, Keith David, I believe he's in that, isn't he?
I don't remember.
I do think
I saw Ghost in Darkness a long time ago. But either way,
Val Kilmer is in that.
Yeah, Val Kilmer
for sure.
Val Kilmer's in it. Either way, that's the vibe I'm getting from the new Idris Elba movie Beast. There's a lion that is bloodthirsty. There's a lion that it's
right.
It's going after people.
It is man versus nature.
It's killing people. It's not doing it out of self-defense. It's on the hunt. That's I don't know the reason why, but that's compelling. Of our three, The Woman King, Black Panther 2, and Beast. Of our three African movies, Beast is the one I'm going to see.
I would rank them in the order of, and of course, just because the Marvel thing, Beast, Wakanda Forever, and then The Lion or The Woman King.
All right, let's talk about the next. We'll keep it. We'll
keep it brief.
We'll keep it black. Let's talk about the next black movie, Black Adam. Starring The Rock.
Classically not Black The Rock. Got it.
He's not black, right? I don't know.
I do believe he is of mixed heritage. I can't really say with certainty.
I thought he was.
The DNA tests are still out.
He's some kind of Hawaiian, right?
Polynesian.
Polynesian,
yeah. Polynesian.
The Rock is one. I understand he's like
ethnically ambiguous.
No, I'm moving past that. I'm talking about. We're now talking about his film career. I don't know. We just watched the trailer for Black Adam. He's a superhero. I don't know why he has to be Black Adam. If his name is Adam, I don't know why that's his superhero name. You have to have a secret identity. And I don't know if
I just look like an Adam.
I don't know if there's another superhero named Adam and he had to call himself Black Adam.
There actually is another DC superhero whose name is the Atom, and he's the DC.
That's the Atom, Atom.
Oh,
his name is.
All right, now, ladies.
Adam. Don't do that.
That was a little hey ya joke for you guys out there.
I don't know. I cannot, for the life of me, think of a movie starring The Rock the only thing I can think of that I've ever seen that I liked with him in it, he had a very brief part in an Elmore Leonard movie called Be Cool, which was a sequel to Get Shorty, a John Travolta movie. Correct. He played like kind of a gay henchman, which was funny. He was really funny in it, and it was one of his first movie roles, and it was really good. I mean, it's funny, but again, it was a small part. But anything I've ever seen where he's like the lead, I haven't wanted to watch it because it looks so bad. I don't understand how he fumbled the bag so hard I guess he's making plenty of money. I guess he's a box office star.
One of the best paid actors in Hollywood.
We thought, I'm not alone in thinking he was going to be the new Schwarzenegger. I thought he was going to be
What'd you call me?
I thought he was going to be the new Arnold, like making these great action movies. Finally, a dude with muscles. I don't have to look at fucking Colin Farrell being an action star anymore.
Our apologies from the pod to Colin Farrell.
Action stars have muscles again. Great, let's put this guy in some fucking action movies and be cool. And he sucks, dude. He hasn't done a single... name one The Rock movie that is on par with any Stallone or Schwarzenegger or any other Van Damme action movie.
Even Harrison Ford, because like you even look at like something like Indiana Jones, he hasn't had something like that.
No, but Harrison Ford he's not a muscle guy. Harrison Ford can act.
You guys heard it here first. It's all baby oil and muscles.
Stallone and Schwarzenegger can't act, but they make great movies because they're good like action stars.
Gotcha. Okay,
but when they try to talk, it's fucking stupid. Harrison Ford is a dude that can, nobody's like Indiana.
Harrison Ford can talk.
Yeah, nobody's like Indiana Jones' fucking muscles, and how cool is that he's, I don't know. But
I get what you're saying.
The Rock should be a dude with muscles that can't talk and makes good action movies. But he tries to talk. He doesn't use his muscles. I just watched Doom. That movie fucking sucks. He sucks in it.
Dude. Doom? Oh my god.
I don't know. I can't think of other than him trying to be funny and be cool, I can't think of a good movie with The Rock.
It's so funny that you mention it because like I'm actually kind of struggling to do the same myself.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of movies that he's been in where it's like, okay, you have The Rock here. And that's the gimmick, right? Like, okay, The Rock is here. He's here. He's being The Rock.
Yeah.
He's a big old chunk of a human. Here he is. Maybe. And I was actually going to say Doom because that's probably the last role that he had before he was just The Rock character. He was definitely a generic character, but... Yeah. He was like, what's the word?
Exactly. You're right. He went from Doom. He went from being the captain in Doom to being the superstar lead in every film.
Everything else, exactly.
And he didn't. How dare you make that leap to superstardom from your fucking performance in Doom? That's insane. So. Black Adam looks awful. That's the new... But also DC is bad at making comic book movies. And apparently Black Adam is a comic book.
What were the last, the big DC movies that actually did well? It was Aquaman, and then there was, Shazam. Those two movies
I didn't watch either of those.
I watched them both lighter tone than any of the other DC movies and stuff like that. Really...
The Nolan Batman trilogy is great.
That is a very, very good trilogy. Even the Dark People.
But that precedes everything that's like... That precedes the DC,
the
studios.
Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the fucking Dark Knight Rises, which was arguably the worst of the three.
Not arguably, but easily the worst one.
Okay, well, still, even, I mean, that
But it's
supplied...
better than anything since.
And it supplied me with a Halloween costume in the form of Bane for the rest of my life.
You went as Bane.
Dude, I've done that.
You went as Blaine, Black Bane.
Blaine, yeah.
I'm Blaine.
I'm Blaine. I'm Blaine. Bane's younger brother. We have different fathers, but we're different.
Blaine's black younger brother.
It's me. Don't worry about it.
Don't question why I'm black, Batman.
I actually have asthma, which is why I have the apparatus. Blaine.
So Black Adam looks bad. Let's go on to.
All right.
So let's move on to something else. Pray for the Devil.
One thing I did want to say about Black Adam. I do hope that they've been making that movie for like 4 years.
Black Adam?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, and I hope they get their fucking money back on it. I do not think they will. 100%.
Okay, that's a good question. So, again, we're talking representation here. We're talking about other stuff. We're talking about stuff that me as a white dude have. I got no skin in the game.
Literally.
If I see a movie, if Top Gun 2 tanks, it doesn't bother me at all.
Okay, all right.
As much as I love, if nobody goes to see that movie, I'm not, I'm not surprised and I'm not bothered.
This is the qualifiers.
That I'm thinking of white
section.
Whatever a white guy movie is, if it fucking doesn't do well, what do I know? A, I don't know. B, I don't care. Whatever.
There you go. Gotcha.
If a black dude movie does bad, is that annoying?
No, not at all.
It doesn't.
No, I want good movies. That's what I want as a consumer, as a black man, a consumer, whatever. I want good movies.
So you're not bothered. So
I was not. You remember how we talked about
Blade? We talked about Blade 3.
We're talking about Blade 3. Yeah, we're talking about Green Book. We're talking about all that.
Well, yeah, but that's not.
But
Green Book's not a black movie. Green Book's a white movie
for black people.
No. For white people to feel good about how nice they are to black people. That's who makes that movie. It has nothing to do with black people.
Okay.
Those movies are made.
Point taken. I do take that at your point. Yes, sir.
That's a movie so white people can be like, hey, we're not so bad. That's
it's Viggo Mortensen. How's Aragorn? Hey.
I'm the one. If I was an Italian back in the 60s, I would also not be the one not racist.
If I was an Italian in the 60s, I'd have taught a nigga to throw chicken bones out of the car too. It would have just been fun. That's literally in the trailer. Straight up. That's 100%.
That's for white people to be like, I would be the not racist one white guy in the 60s.
Virtue signaling.
That would be me.
The movie.
That's just who they relate to. I'm not racist,
But to your point,
I'm not racist now in 2022. I clearly wouldn't have been racist in 1959.
Why? What have you guys heard?
So that's a white movie. But I just mean like when they make something so obviously Black Adam is trying to capitalize. Also, Black Adam, it should have been called Static Shock. That's the black superhero who controls electricity.
You know what? Folks. I am so glad you remember Static Shock.
Yeah,
because you're a real motherfucker.
I'm a real ass dude. I'm a real motherfucker. You heard it here first.
You grew up in that era where that was one of the best superhero shows on TV.
It was a great cartoon. I was at the age where I was watching cartoons. Static Shock and Batman Beyond were contemporary cartoons.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond was sick. They should make that, but I hope they never make it because they'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
It'll never be as good as what it should be.
100%.
But Static Shock was a black kid who got electrical. He got, lightning strike. I don't know how he got his electricity powers, but he has electricity powers. He's
basically Black Adam, essentially.
Yeah.
From the trailer.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Black Adam is a black superhero with electricity. I've never heard of, maybe he's a comic book, but Static Shock
he is established well in the comic book lore. I'll tell you that.
I wouldn't know. But again, I don't care if that movie tanks, but I was asking if you would.
No, fuck no, I wouldn't care if that movie tanked. Here's the thing, like,
let's move on.
It doesn't make me feel bad if a movie about a black superhero tanks, because I only want good movies about black superheroes. You know what I mean?
What if you thought it was good?
If it was good,
what if you saw it in theaters and you're like, this movie's great, and then you saw it the day it came out, you're like, this movie's great, and then 2 days later, the weekend box office results are in, and this movie made fucking $400.
Well, you know what? What I would do is I'd probably reevaluate my position to see if it was really good, because honestly, like, I try, and here's the thing, it's inflation. I'm not trying to spend money to go see a movie on the first day box office if it's not good. And
fair enough.
Here's the last time I made that movie. The last time I made that mistake was with Will Smith's movie After Earth.
Oh no, the one with this kid.
It was fucking so bad, and I will never ever make that mistake again.
Did you do that for black reasons?
I didn't do it for black reasons. Well, I guess technically because my brother, he's half black, like me.
Yeah.
So, if you want to call
Did you go see it? Maybe did you go see it because like I gotta go see
I didn't see it because it was Will Smith.
Okay.
I definitely didn't see it because it was fucking Jaden Smith. But I was like, okay, like a concept where Earth has become hostile to life, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll just save everybody. If you want to just waste 5 hours of your day, watch Jupiter Ascending and then After Earth.
I've heard. I wanted to watch Jupiter Ascending so bad. When
Do you have 3 hours?
No, I heard it was so bad. I'm never gonna watch it.
Don't watch a recap. Watch a recap.
Also, Tom Hanks stinks.
Here, let me go ahead and let you do what you gotta. No, that's Cloud Atlas. And by the way,
oh yeah, you're right,
dude. Cloud Atlas, good movie.
It's good.
Good movie.
I'm gonna watch it.
100%. You have to watch it.
I'll watch it
twice.
because you said it's good.
You have to watch
Jupiter
it.
Ascending. That was the girl. That was
Mila Kunis. Yes.
I love Mila
and
Kunis.
Channing fucking Tatum.
Ew.
Of all the the
He
Wachowskis were like, this will make
no, they weren't in it.
dollars.
No, the Wachowskis did.
No, they did both.
Did
they did Jupiter Ascending. Other than the latest Matrix, I want to say Sense8 and then Jupiter Ascending was right before them.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Jupiter Ascending, dude. That was them and Cloud Atlas. I really, really do like Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas is good. Jupiter Ascending bad. You heard it here first, folks.
Here it is.
Let's get trashed. Trailer Trash 4. Pray for the Devil.
Pray for the Devil. Now this is an interesting one.
A nun, a woman gets to go to exorcism school with men.
Right.
Her mother was a demon, according to the trailer.
Or possessed. Something like that.
Yeah, possessed by a demon. Her mom's a demon. She becomes a nun. She gets to be the one woman that gets to go to exorcism class at Catholic college. It's all dudes, and they're like, we're letting a girl in here. And then it turns out they go down to the fucking... There's a secret prison basement at this Catholic college.
That's like a hospital ward too, almost.
Which is a hospital ward, it's a glass prison. They have a bunch of Hannibal Lecters there. And they're all demon possessed. And this girl, they assign her to the hardest case, which is a demon, which is actually the same demon who kidnapped her mom.
And yeah, he possessed her mom.
Fucking stupidest movie. It looks like shit.
Well, here's the thing.
Moving on.
This one's gonna be a definite when it comes out on Hulu for me. You know what I mean?
I'll forget about it by then.
Well, I might forget about it until I see it again when I'm scrolling through. I don't ever really like the genre of like possession movies. That's not my genre.
All right.
There are some that are really good. Exorcism of Emily Rose. That was a good one. That was back in like 2005 or something like that.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Some of that stuff is really good, but I do think that there are too many of these like The Conjuring-esque movies these days. You know what I mean?
Sure, fair enough. I believe it.
Yeah, that's my take on it. I'm not gonna be spending money on it other than like a subscription that I have.
There you go. Don't watch this one in theaters, folks. It looks bad. Let's talk about the trailer for Don't Worry, Darling.
I want to see this one.
Really?
I want to see this one. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front at all.
1950s Suburbia kind of thing. Florence Pugh.
Mm-hmm. Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Olivia Wilde, who directs.
Olivia Wilde's the director. We have Chris Pine.
Yep.
Nick Kroll in it.
Yep.
So kind of an all-star cast.
An ensemble, if you will.
For sure. Our lead being Florence Pugh. Yeah, P-U-G-H. I only know, I've learned about her recently. Apparently she's a hot young actress, and by hot I mean she's fucking way hot. And also, she was dating Zach Braff for like, I heard of her because there was photo evidence of her cheating on Zach Braff, and I was like, I don't know who this woman is.
What?
And not only have I never heard of this actress, but
what?
I didn't.
What?
I didn't. I don't. But yeah, she had her boyfriend Zach Braff at the time was fucking 20 years older than her. She's 24. He's fucking 45 or whatever it is.
That is a swell of emotion that I was not prepared to feel today.
I mean, I don't care either way particularly, but it is funny that I think that's over. She was cheating on Zach Braff with somebody else. That's just a weird thing for.
Oh fucking
again!
Ostrich-necked Zach Braff.
Well, and also like I don't know, Zach Braff is a dude that didn't realize his potential. He could have been. He could have been so much more than he was.
Do you put him in that same like Idris Elba kind of camp, almost?
No, I mean no, not because of that. As far as dudes that don't realize their potential, Idris, Bryan Cranston, and Jon Hamm. Those are three guys that put on legendary performances in dramatic TV shows.
Sure.
And then they didn't go on to have film careers. Zach Braff was a comedy actor who put out... He was a comedy actor on a TV show. So comedy is automatically lower stakes, kind of. But also he wrote and directed an incredible debut film, Garden State.
Right.
Garden State's phenomenal, and it's like wow, this comedian guy can do an incredible drama that puts Zach Braff in territory of guys that are trying to be Woody Allen. That puts him with Albert Brooks. That puts him with Louis C.K. and Joe List. That puts him in the category of guys that are trying to reach. He's trying to, as far as a director and a writer and a filmmaker. Garden State puts him in that conversation of, is this guy the next Woody Allen? And Zach Braff fell fucking way short of that. Wildly short of that. Albert Brooks, everybody's fallen short of it, obviously. Woody Allen's the best. And I'm going on fucking record. Look at me in my goddamn eyes. If you're on YouTube, Woody Allen's the best.
If you're not on YouTube and if you're listening to the streaming, he's looking you in the eyes right now.
Yeah.
Look at your nearest mirror.
Albert Brooks, I mean, all those guys fell short of the genius that was like Woody Allen's filmography. Those guys had one or two hits and then whatever. But I mean, Garden State is so good that put Zach Braff in that conversation immediately, and we're like, this might be the next guy, and he fell off.
Why do you think he fumbled?
I don't know. It's hard to have more than one good idea. I've had zero good ideas my entire life. I'm mid-30s.
100%. Although this podcast is a great idea. Remember to hit up our Patreon.
We don't have one.
We don't have one yet.
We're looking for the next...
Patreon.
We're looking for the next genius. But that's really rare. It's rare to find a genius like Woody Allen. It's rare to find a Tarantino. It's rare to find a Scorsese. The fact that we have 3 of these guys alive at the same time is fucking even crazy. But guys that are prolific. Scorsese maybe doesn't even belong in that conversation because he doesn't write all of his own material the same way that Woody Allen writes everything that's ever been in a Woody Allen movie, he wrote. Everything that's ever been in a Tarantino movie, with the exception of Jackie Brown being adapted from an Elmore Leonard novel, Tarantino wrote. That's rare. Guys don't do that.
Well, you could even say the same about like somebody like John Williams, who's written some of the most iconic scores for music.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Well, that's another genius that lives.
Find whatever medium you want to talk. Yeah, there's
absolutely
there's authors.
Yes.
Authors. There's all kinds of people. I'm just talking specifically of like filmmakers.
Copy that. Yeah.
These are the guys that come to my mind, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch. I'm clearly forgetting a bunch, but the guys that pop to my mind most prevalently are the guys of the artists of whom I'm the biggest fan, which is Woody Allen and Tarantino and then that like. But if you watch Garden State in 2002, you watch that movie and you go, God damn, this dude is gonna be something. He wrote, directed, and starred in this movie, and he's gonna be something, and he's just not.
Squandered.
Yeah, it was not to say he doesn't have money. He's fine. He has a hot ass girlfriend cheating on him in Florence Pugh, and he's got a swimming pool and a mansion. He's fine.
You know what? I gotta be honest. Not sure I'd fuck Florence Pugh. That's what this podcast is now.
That's crazy. You just heard, ladies. You've heard the wildest take you've heard on this podcast, folks.
I only fuck Mexican women, and only their feet.
First of all, neither that's true.
And my wife.
Yeah, your wife's white.
She doesn't have feet.
Right. So we covered "Don't Worry, Darling."
No, yeah,
that's an interesting trailer.
That was actually, you know what? I honestly just think that people should just watch the trailer for that movie. Well, because it really, watch it.
I'll destroy my show if I tell people just to watch the shit and make their own opinions.
Listen to why we thought about Florence Pugh.
Listen to my opinions. Either way, she's cheating on Zach Braff while she's making this film. I think she fucked Harry Styles. Very 50s. There's another movie called Suburbia. I can't remember. There's another movie that came out a few years ago. This is a well-treaded ground of what do we do with these white people in suburban areas in the 50s, and is there something more? It's very Stepford Wives again. It's covering a lot of that same ground.
Pleasantville, even a little bit.
Yeah, Pleasantville is exactly. It's that kind of thing. Is there something sinister happening in Pleasantville? Of course there is. The fact that Nick Kroll's there is very sinister. His dad is a Mossad agent.
You know what? Do you remember that movie where he plays a Mossad agent?
No, which one?
Yeah, it was. Oh shit! It was like Operation something or the other. He plays a Mossad agent, and he's like assassinating fucking Nazis in Argentina. And
oh, really? The Mossad is a good guy.
Yeah.
Wow, what a novel!
What a goddamn!
I can't believe it. Wow. Let me phrase this carefully.
Israeli
Hollywood filmmakers made a film where Israeli Mossad agents are the good guys. I would have never thought that Harvey Weinstein would make a movie like that.
Here's the thing, right?
Or Barry Levinson.
Right. His last name was Vanderberg. Okay.
We've got one more movie.
Okay, I might cut this down.
I might cut that last part out.
No.
The last movie is Pearl, which you haven't seen. X.
I have not seen X.
Which is a travesty because X is of 2020. I've seen so many great movies in 2022, thanks to this podcast and thanks to thanks to so much, all the reasons I've decided to start this podcast.
Remember to fucking smash that like button.
X and you can watch my review of the movie X. X might be my favorite movie of the year so far. Still to this day, I love that movie. It came out in May. It came out in March, and I to this day might be the best thing I've seen. I love X. Pearl is the prequel to X. Pearl was the old woman in the movie X, and now we get to see her as a young girl. I'm not in the movie X. She's an old woman. She hates that her looks are gone. She's jealous of these young hot girls that show up on her farm. She kills everybody because she wants to be young and hot. She goes crazy as an old woman who's not hot anymore. That makes sense to me. Pearl is a prequel which shows her as a crazy
young hot woman,
which destroys it destroys the entire premise of my favorite movie X, because it's no longer an insight into the eyes of this elderly woman who snaps and goes crazy, or who has snapped in the past and gone crazy because of she can't face her mortality. Apparently she's been a crazy white bitch since she was 16. So now it's just a psycho bitch who kills people. And that to me is less compelling than what we had, which was this old woman confronted with her mortality, or not even, but in her mind confronted with her mortality. This old woman,
the mortality of her sexuality,
meeting young people jealous of youth, and her anger drives her to attack these young people.
Did you ever watch the movie Boogie Nights back in the day?
A million times,
dude. Yeah, because
we talked about Paul Thomas Anderson on the Nope episode,
and you get to see. By the way, watch that episode, you guys. It's going to be right over here.
Yeah.
Not only do you get to see Heather Graham's tits demonetized, but you get to you get that perspective of Dirk Diggler when there's the younger star who's kind of brought in.
Yeah.
You remember?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, hey, I want to do the scene now, blah, 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 and they're 20 minutes. And he gets all worked up and gets kind of freaked out. He's sitting there, biggest dick in all of porn.
Of course.
Then a younger, more virulent star is brought in, and he's kind of challenged at that point.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of what we're looking at here with this Pearl thing, except it takes place over years.
Yes.
You know? And especially since, as far as I understand, Pearl is played by the same actor who was the starlet in X.
That's exactly correct. Yeah. Mia Goth.
Correct.
Who, spoiler alert, may be the hottest girl in Hollywood right now. If you watch the movie X, you can't not fall in love with her. Or I couldn't. And
that's just ginger on ginger crime, though.
I don't think Mia Goth is a redhead.
I thought she was. Well, from the thumbnails I've seen.
I don't know.
I have not seen the movie,
but
just to be honest with you.
She's beyond hot in X. As young, whatever the young character's name, and then when she plays Pearl, the elderly woman with all the the makeup and the wrinkled face makeup and stuff on.
Would you still?
No, the makeup's too good. She looks way too old. Yeah, that's a great movie. Ty West made a fucking great movie. Kid Cudi is one of the stars in that movie.
Child Cudi, yes. He's
Child Cudi. Yes, small boy Cudi is in that movie as well. He does a very good job.
Goats call their children kids.
Check out the Let's Get Trashed episode on X. It's a very fun one.
Absolutely, it'll be either right here or it'll be down here in the description.
That's with our prodigal son, Steven Longoria. Anyway,
Steven.
We talked a lot about a bunch of different stuff. I it's hard to stay on track when I have my friend Clarence in here because he's got too fascinating of a perspective, and so I have a list of things I want to talk about, and then I throw it out the window because I want to hear what he wants to talk about. But we got through a bunch of movie trailers. No, it's not your fault. It's me. I can't help myself around you.
I can't either.
We got through The Woman King, Black Panther and Beast, Pray for the Devil, Black Adam, Don't Worry Darling, a 50s horror film, again, Suburbia. Ooh, there's horrors in Suburbia. How could that be?
I'm just kidding. Olivia Wilde does great work.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll probably watch it. I watched it. I wish I could remember the name of the other movie I watched a few years ago.
That might be a rental.
Suburbia. That was one where there's all kinds of crazy shit going on, and then also there was like I think that might have been Matt Damon. You know what? Give me 1 second, because I do want to talk about this. Now that I remember.
We're gonna edit it from here.
Nope. We're not editing it. We're editing out we're editing out the times I had to go to the bathroom, but everything else we're not editing.
We won't edit anything.
Let me
I
go.
don't give a fuck.
Where's this fucking filmography? Because what was interesting about this movie from Suburbicon. That's what, not Suburbia. Suburbicon. Not a 1950s suburban community self-destructs. A home invasion has sinister consequences. It's a home invasion. Julianne Moore. I forgot Oscar Isaac was in this. A very interesting movie.
There's Julianne Moore and Oscar Isaac?
And Matt Damon. Yeah. There's a murder. It's a pretty good movie. What's funny is that this murder takes place. Matt Damon conspires to, kind of like Fargo, Matt Damon conspires to kill his wife or kidnap his wife or something like that. What's really funny, I mean, the funny thing is, like, they try to make social commentary in this movie, and so it's like at the same time as he's doing all this stuff, a black family moves next door into the neighborhood, and so it's the whole thing of like,
wait,
it's just very heavy-handed of like, I know this black family moved in next door, and your daughter's playing with the black boy next door, but Matt Damon's the real evil one because he killed his wife, and it's just a heavy-handed thing of like, see, black people aren't evil, and sometimes white people are, and it's just a message of, yeah, we all, nobody, who's this for, Hollywood? You're the ones that are racist that think this message needs to be said. None of us thought that.
That would be like if it was like. That would be like if Hollywood made a movie that was like, see, not all women turn into just bitches on their periods, and then you'd be like, wait,
yeah.
What do you mean? It's like, wait, we never thought that.
Yeah, why are you saying this to me?
Yeah, well, I mean, guys, come on, you know that. It's like, no, we never thought that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just so heavy-handed, and Hollywood loves to make these types of films and then pat themselves on the back of like how, thank God we gave the middle of the country some woke slop that they could eat up so that they will be less racist. Obviously, we don't need the message of the whatever we're making. It's just funny that it's like the entire film of Suburbicon is Matt Damon killed his wife and is trying to marry his wife's. Matt Damon and his wife's sister conspired to kill his wife. He's gonna kill his own.
So that he could be with his wife's sister.
He's gonna kill his own wife and marry his sister. And it's like, and the entire thing is like, oh my God, there's a black family next door. Like, can you imagine how that's where evil comes from? And it's like, nobody thinks that. You're putting this crazy shit out into the world.
You know what movie I would be very interested in getting your perspective on?
Uh-huh.
There's a movie where Samuel L. Jackson is the neighbor who is suspecting his white family.
No, doggy. Yes.
I would love to get
Lakeview Terrace.
Yeah. Yes.
I've seen it.
Yes. No shit. You have.
I would love to get your perspective on that. I would love to have this conversation.
That's an all-time worst movie.
I want to know what it is.
Have you seen
I've
it?
never seen it ever in my life. And don't get me wrong, there's a reason I haven't, because it looks like a shit movie. But I'm not a rapper.
All right. So, we're going to wrap this up. This has been a very long Trailer Trash 4.
Yeah, this is...
I am going to cut some stuff out of this, but this is Trailer Trash 4. Follow Go look up Black Ladder on Spotify. My boy Clarence Riley the Fourth is a bass player, and they're an awesome progressive rock band. My name is Nick Tazzo. You know that. At Nick Tazzo on Twitter. At Nick Tazzo Drums on Instagram. Please learn about me. Check some of this out. Keep your eye open for a future In the Can episode of Lakeview Terrace.
We're going to watch this. I
might not even call it In the Can. I might call it In the Trash for bad movies.
Well, yeah. All I see out here is you.
I mean,
I remember that was
Lakeview Terrace is an all-timer.
Like,
either way, that's not
in Suburbia from Shia LaBeouf.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that's bad too. So anyway, we've got through a bunch of trailers. That's what's coming up, folks. I hope you go to the movies, go see the good ones, don't go see the bad ones, and maybe they'll make more good ones because they're desperate for the money. All right,
go see Nope.
Let's get. Oh yeah, well, you'll know that from last week's episode. Thank you so much. Let's get trashed. Goodbye.